Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Pomoco Field out on the campuses of Christopher Newport University and Newport News. We're here tonight to celebrate the seniors of Menchville High School and watch the senior game as they face the Tabb Tigers from Yorktown, Virginia. My name is Brandon Trainer alongside my trusty partner, Mr. Tim Lamb. And we're looking for a great evening of lacrosse this evening and hoping to bring the experience to you so you can enjoy the fastest game on 2 feet.
You know, every day, Brandon's a great day for lacrosse, but especially today, the sun's shining down on us. There's no rain on the field, no wind. So we should be able to see these boys have plenty of good footing and play the game the way it should be played.
It's definitely what we're looking forward to. Got a lot of guys that are out here trying to prove themselves. Got some spots that we're trying to fill as far as the playoffs go. We got playoffs coming up pretty soon. Friday night, I believe, is the first night of the playoffs. And right now, as we look upon, Tabb is taking their senior night as well as they walk with their parents.
You know, it's always an exciting time for the boys when they know that they're in the playoff hunt. You know, each and every one of these guys are competitors, they're athletes, they want to win their ball games, but that playoff game just means there's one more game to play.
And you can see it even from the collegiate standpoint that teams might not look the same in March as they do coming down the pipeline in May.
That's what you look forward to see if you can make better each and every day.
Yep, I think not trying to show favorites, but I think John Danowski is a wizard at that. Speaking of which, did you watch the selection committee Sunday night, the selection show?
No, I didn't get a chance to watch the selection show, but I did get the opportunity to see several of the conference tournaments, and I was surprised to see, Penn State hold up the way they did against Johns Hopkins.
Yeah, John Hopkins playing UVA this Sunday out in Charlottesville for a first round that gets underway, and of course it all leads up to, you've experienced several times, you've experienced going up to watch a championship game over Memorial Day weekend, right?
It's one of the most outstanding opportunities that you can do or participate in as a member of the lacrosse community is go into the Memorial Day weekend tournament. It's always been a blast, especially when it's in the Baltimore area, which is supposedly, the hotbed of lacrosse in the South.
One day, it's on my bucket list.
Well,
we'll be able to send pictures to other people.
I thought I had you there last year, Brandon. Through the magic of text messaging, I was certainly believed that you were standing behind Coach D. One of the things that many of the people watching the game tonight might not know is that both teams will take the field and they'll line up with their starting units. The goalies will be at the end of each line after the official gives the game instructions to each team. The goalies will meet each other in the center of the line, shake hands, and then everyone will take their places on the field to begin play.
One of the fine traditions of the game. They do it all the way down in the Mighty Mike Pee Wee League, U9, U11 League. We start that tradition, and it's good to see that we start the game off with that and keeping the game to its roots.
Yeah, that's fantastic, and there's nothing better than to see the boys line up at the end of the ball game to congratulate each other on their performance during the game. There's a lot to be said about sportsmanship.
Ray-Ra, your opponent.
Ray-Ra Menchville. Being not the opponent to us. Tonight's officials, ladies and gentlemen, the referee tonight's Leonard Winslow, our umpire is Mike Chiquito, and our field judge is Sam Walker. The referee is the man or the individual who is in charge of the officiating for the game.
Three sets of eyes out on the field. This game is, as we said earlier, is the fastest game on 2 feet. So a lot can happen very quickly. Need all the support that they can get.
As we said earlier, the officials are out there. Actually, the referee is out there giving instructions to both teams. Here we go. Goaltenders will shake hands and everyone to their positions. Okay, so we're getting ready for the draw. It's a face-off, which begins each and every game. They'll start at the X at the 50 at the midfield line.
In goal tonight for the Menchville Monarchs is Brett Kennedy. He's played all the games for the Monarchs and is right now at a save percentage of 60.4%, which is pretty good. These balls come fast at you at different angles. It's not like hockey where all the pucks come at you at one level from one plane. They come from the top, from the side, from the bottom. So it's about getting position, and you know better than anybody about the goalie position.
Yeah, it's an
having been an alumni of Virginia Tech's fine lacrosse team.
It's an outstanding effort by any goalie who can produce over a 500 in the saves. Okay, the first draw successfully claimed by Menchville.
Corey Carter takes the ball upfield.
Okay. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. You see how quickly the ball moves up and down the field, but that's movement by foot. Once you see the ball move through the air, it can travel the entire 110 yards of the field in the blink of an eye. Brandon, it looks like Menchville's trying to set up their offense to run from the X position. The X is the location behind the goal. And now we've got an attackman driving.
Austin Lee, number 19, he's the leading scorer of the team. He's a junior. Back to Tomasetti, and now Austin Lee takes it.
Right, Tabb is defending Austin with a short stick. Generally, you see a long pole on an attackman behind the cage. This in-close defender, number 8 for Tabb, must be a fairly proficient at what he's doing. Young man's name is Mark Wagner. Okay, Menchville's got a little bit of ball rotation going. They haven't seemed to get it high yet. He's looking for an inside dodge. There you go. Nice save. Outstanding
nice
save by the goalie on Tabb. Shot on. Okay. Ball's now in transition with Tabb, carrying the ball up the left side of the field, the left pipe. As he advances to the center, top of the box.
He has how long to get it in the box?
Well, it does. The new rule is
30 seconds.
It's 30 seconds to advance the ball into the box. You'll see the officials. You might hear a chime on the official's waist go off at 20 seconds, and then you'll see a 10-second hand count on their part. Tabb moves the ball behind the goal in the X position, working from the left pipe. Shot on goal.
Defensive work, getting into the hands.
Now Zachary Wusk with the shot on goal. Sailed wide left. Wusk carrying the ball at X again. Okay. All right, here we go. The big key to the game are the 50-50s. Those are the ground balls that you see.
Ground balls win games.
Ground balls do win games. At least they give you the opportunity to. Okay. We're getting a little bit of slow pace ball here behind the cage. Doesn't seem to be a lot of offensive movement on Tabb's part today. Okay, Tabb advances the ball out into the wing. Going back behind the goal again.
Menchville's defense heads on a swivel. Constantly looking at the ball, looking at the defender. Nice outlet pass there. Tabb regains possession. And work it in. Shot.
Shot on goal was by number 2. That's Will Marks. He's wide right on that one.
Now he just made that shot, and it went out. Oh, and there's a nice
goal.
goal
Scored by Tabb.
Number 3.
Zachary Wusk, the first goal. It's an unassisted goal. Score is now 1-0 Tabb.
Counterpart in goal for the Tabb Tigers tonight is Matthew Herman. whose save percentage is just a tad bit higher, 66.4%.
Quarters. All right. Okay, here we're back to the midfield line for the draw. Okay, it's a really nice clamp. There doesn't seem to be any possession called yet. The ball's in the air and picked up on the wing
Tyler
for
Messner.
Menchville High School.
They call him Scrappy.
Oh, there's a forced turnover and the ball's on the ground. Generally, in this situation, Brandon, you'll see a man ball being called, where one of the players will say, "I've got man," another player will say, "I've got ball," and ideally, there's a box out situation. Okay, so Tabb controls the ball and advances upfield.
Takes the ISO. So that situation right there is what I was trying to explain a little bit earlier. He takes the shot goes out of bounds, so a lot of times people think, why doesn't the other team have the ball? But the person that's closest, the team that has the person closest to the end line, which you would consider the outline, I guess, they're the person that regains possession. So once again, possession is a big key.
Again, looks like Tabb's going to run their offense today from X. We haven't seen any movement whatsoever up top or any advance from the top of the box. But it pretty much, in my view, sitting from here, it brings it down to a two-man game. They're looking to play a two-man game here, Brandon.
Which is interesting because a lot of the goals are spread out amongst the team. They don't have any one or two players that stick out. They seem to distribute the ball pretty well.
Okay, again, let's see what Tabb's got up their sleeve from the offensive end of the field. On the top left of the box. And again, Tabb moves to the X, moves the ball to the X, run their offense. Okay, there it is. All right, what you'll notice on that play, Brandon, if Tabb had one of their players step down into an open space and Menchville made a slide to cover, but the second slide didn't happen, which left the top center of the crease open.
Tyler Messner playing good D again.
Okay.
However,
shot on goal by number 3. That's Zach Rusk again. Tallies his second goal of the day.
.6 minutes left.
The score is 2-0. Tabb, 6 minutes. Looks like the last scorer, number 3, Zach Wuss, got 16 goals on the year thus far. Total of 23 points. That means he's dished out 7 assists.
It's quick math there.
I learned it from one of the math teachers I know at Menchville High School.
Aha. Now the face-off.
Ron Zell, was that his name?
Now the face-off, what you'll notice is the ref will put the ball down, and the guys must be.
Oh, okay.
So we got a goal and a penalty. Will that be waved off, you think?
Well, the goal is good. The penalty, the referee will approach the table and tell us what the penalty is. If it's a technical foul, then the penalty will be waved off. If it's a personal foul, then the Tabb Tigers will be up a man. So that is a personal foul on number 5, slash, which means
non-releasable.
It is a non-release. No, it's released after the penalty, the 1 minute penalty is over. But for those of you who are not familiar with the call, the slash is when a stick comes into contact with a body part not touching the ball carrier's stick.
Tabb regains possession of the face-off once again.
Okay, so Menchville High School is playing man down right now. That means that there's an extra man opportunity for the Tabb Tigers. They're playing 6 against 5. There's the first shot on goal by number 21. It'll be interesting to see how Menchville plays this man down situation. They've got 4 long poles and 1 short stick midi in there, number 29, who's covering the crease. Okay. Not a lot of ball movement on Tabb's part. There's a skip all the way through, and the shot on goal. Shots wide. Tabb's backed it up. 15 seconds remaining in the penalty. Tabb has not taken advantage of the opportunity yet.
Menchville's not really attacking the ball carrier. They're kind of sitting back, stacked in the hole.
Yeah, you know, it's a good idea to stay sitting. Okay, the penalty's now been released. Number 9 comes onto the field for Menchville High School. It's an extra long pole.
And once again, Tabb picks up the ground ball.
There was an opportunity for number 9 to run down that ground ball as he came in through the box. Okay, there you go. Really nice ground ball by Menchville High School this time.
7 moves the ball up the field.
That's Matt rushing. And Matt's pressing, move. Oh, okay. Golden opportunity on a fast break like that, Brandon, to score. Ideally, the ball carrier should have waited until he drew a man before the feed. But you know, when you're moving that fast and the action is so quick, you get a little excited. All right, Tabb's making an effort to clear the ball here. Tabb's moving left to right on your screen. That would be the goalie's left as well. Feed into the middle, and it was a really nice feed right on the numbers.
Nice feed, but also nice stick in the passing lane. Ball's going.
Right, so Menchville's going to have possession of the ball at the end line. Let's see how they set up on this clear. Generally, Brandon, you're going to see a zone clear here. All right, there you go. All right, so hey, you can't be any more successful in carrying the ball all the way, can you, Brandon?
In the game of lacrosse, you must always have 4 if you count the goalie, people behind the midfield line. So as he just took the ball over the field, you heard a bunch of people saying, midi back, midi back. They wanted to make sure that they were on sides.
One of the better ways to remember that is if your man crosses the line, you follow your man. That way you make sure that you do not go off sides. Because as you said, Brandon, you always have to have 4 men on the backs on your defensive end of the field. Okay, one of the things that you're hearing from the Menchville High School bench is who's hot, who's hot. That's a term used in the game, asking for the defensive player to call out he's got the ball. He's hot. He's covering the ball, Brandon. Okay.
And another shot, another goal.
Yep, shot on
Number
goal
8.
there by James Johnson. He tallies his first goal of the game. Number 8, James Johnson, scoring the 4th goal for Tabb. Okay, 2 minutes and 34 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Tabb leads Menchville by a score of 4-0. Okay, here we go. Let's watch the technique of these boys facing off at the X mark.
Once the referee gets them set, neither one of them should move until the whistle blows. If so, it is a legal procedure. The other team automatically gets the ball.
Okay, so the Tabb face-off man drew the ball between his legs behind, so his wing player coming in from the right side of the field, the far side from our cameras, was able to pick up that ground ball.
Tabb
and again,
been dominating the face-off.
Where do we stand on the face-offs right now?
Looking at 4-0. And the score is 4-0. So once again, possession is key here as Tabb moves it around. It's all about finding open space. So.
Yeah, and nothing ever happens in this game till someone's beat, and there you are. Number 14 was able to work his way all the way across field.
So sometimes you can do it with your feet. Sometimes you can do it through the air.
Well, one of the things in a situation like that, when you got a young man driving towards the goal, like you absolutely as a defenseman should be slide to the ball.
There we go. Goes 5-hole. And it is coming at you fast. Like I said before, coming from all different planes. And if you listen to all the good coaches, they will tell you to switch that up. So the goalie's always guessing, even more than he already is.
High to low, always change the plane of your shot. So minute 51 remaining in the first quarter, and Tabb is leading the game at 5-0. The last scorer was James Johnson from Tabb. That was an unassisted goal, Brandon. I would imagine at this time, Brandon, some of the things that the coaches for the Menchville High School team are covering are defensive slides.
Communication, as you were talking about before. If you're down on the field, you will, if you watch any good team or hear any good team, there's a lot of chatter out on the field. Communication is key.
Yeah, you can't. These helmets are.
We're going to take a look at this goal one more time, slow motion here. And as you can see, it's coming from a different plane, and then it hits the ground, which gives you another vantage point or another view coming in. So it is a tough job, the goalie.
You're only as good as your last save, as they say. But you got to shake it off and play the game.
Got to be headstrong.
Yeah. You can't let these things affect you because the ball passes 9 other players before it gets to you. You're the last line of defense.
Brett Kennedy is an AP student, so he's got the strong mind. He can hopefully recover from this. It'll be good.
Okay, here we go again. Menchville was able to control the face. Okay.
Loose ball push.
All right, so what the officials calls a loose ball push here. They gave possession to Menchville High School after that push. You'll notice a lot of bumping and grinding on the field out there when you're attempting to pick up a ground ball.
Using the body, boxing out. Not quite like football. Hits aren't taught. Hits happen. But you definitely, size advantage is a key when trying to, or leverage, as Corey Carter takes another shot.
Menchville doing a good job of backing up that shot on the end line.
Corey was even trying to back
scores
it up
5-0. 1:10 left in the quarter. One of the things that's very interesting at this point is I see each time Menchville moves the ball outside the box, the Tabb defense will follow them. And sometimes that can rattle a younger player or a player with a little bit, underdeveloped stick skills. Really nice looking dodge. That was an underhanded swim there.
Nice backup.
All right.
Another ground ball, and Menchville wins this one.
Nice ground ball there. 30 seconds remaining. Let's see what Menchville has up their sleeve for the 30 seconds of possession.
Once again, those defenders.
Okay, that should be a push. Loose ball. Here we go. Go.
Menchville regained possession of the ball, so nothing was called. You see how number 10 right there, instead of going for the body contact as you were talking about before, he got into the player's hands. A lot of times if you can disrupt their motion in their hands, then they will your opponent will drop the ball. And that's the end of the first round there. We got 1.5 minute half time, or a little timeout here. We will reset.
We'll be entering the second quarter after a 2-minute break. Right now we're 1 minute and 16 seconds before we start the second quarter.
Coaching the Monarchs, they're all volunteer coaches. Casey Devine, Devin Bushweller, and Aaron, and I'm not even going to...
Aaron Chavez. Let's give a shout out to Aaron. It's my sources tell me that he's going to be a proud member of the Newport News public education system, be teaching, I believe, the 3rd grade. I don't know if he's assigned yet.
I believe he's going to be at Palmer Elementary School.
Not too far down the road from Menchville High School?
Not too far down the road from Menchville. So we're glad to have him as part of our huge team to supply us with some smart guys, smart gals coming up to Menchville High School. As I said, they're all well, I guess they'll all 3 be alumni here soon.
No, Aaron is, and let's see. I know that that Devin Bushweller still plays, and Casey, I'm not so sure about whether or not he's still an active member. Okay, I don't know if we got up on the monitor now the officials at the center of the field, and what they're doing is a stick checks. Throughout the game, there are a required number of stick checks. Each team will have the stick randomly selected by a player who was on the field at the time the game was stopped being played. And we have a penalty coming up. Let's listen. Okay, what we have here is a situation where there is a stick violation. This is the most serious penalty that you can have for a stick violation. In other words, his pocket was likely too deep, which prevents the ball, helps prevent the ball from being dislodged. So by rule, that stick is removed from the game. The penalty is placed on the team with the illegal stick, and they will be playing man down for 3 full minutes.
You see that a lot in games where it's raining. The pocket gets saggy and wet, but as you said earlier, the sun has gone down. Once again out here at Pimoco Park, seeing you. Sun has gone down, nice cool breeze, and it's a beautiful evening.
It is indeed. It is indeed.
So I doubted if that was an intentional. But
generally,
it's
not
younger players, you need to make sure that your stick is in compliance.
So serving the penalty for Menchville High School is number 24, Anthony Tomasini. And he's made a pretty significant contribution to the team this year, 14 points, 9 of those being goals, Brandon.
Tabb Tigers make quick work of that extra man opportunity.
Yeah, now Mr. Anthony's now in the penalty box. Prior to that, he was looking for another stick from a team member to be able to play when he goes back in.
Looking at the goal one more time, slow motion, nice inside feed pass. And once again, at that point, the goaltender just needs to try to get in the way. He changes the plane and goes top corner.
Okay, again, we've got a slash penalty called on the Menchville High School. That is a personal foul. The goal was scored, and this foul will not be waived. In other words, Menchville has to now play the game 2 men down, so there's going to be an advantage for Tabb High School, another extra man. So what we're looking at now is we got a 3-on-1 situation here in the face-off, and the Menchville face-off has picked up the ball as an outstanding job by number 4 on Menchville High School. He moves the ball into the box, and come on, let's see if someone from Menchville hold the ball. That's a nice shot, son. Okay, Menchville should be using some speed right now, Brandon, to try to move the ball around the box, kill this first penalty. There's 31 seconds remaining in the slashing call.
Ball's given to Austin Lee. Swim dodge. He draws 2.
Well, he should be drawing at least 2 players, Brandon, maybe 3, depending on where he is on the field. Again, Menchville's down 2 players. Okay, there's 6 seconds remaining in that penalty. Okay, ball's back in play. 2-1. Okay, and he's allowed to go back onto the field. There's 1:40 seconds left in that illegal stick penalty. Menchville's done a very good job of controlling possession since the first 3-minute penalty.
3 minutes is an eternity in this game.
Lots of goals can be scored, and so far Menchville's done an outstanding job of controlling the ball. Okay, they just took a shot and lost possession.
It's a game of runs, so although many people might be looking at the score as 6-0 being somewhat lopsided, all can change within a quick amount of time.
Tabb's in control of the ball on the left side, far camera angle across the field. Oops, sounds like that Tabb didn't get the ball into the box in time, failure to advance. And remember, we said 30 seconds to be at once you gain possession to get the ball into the your offensive end of the field. Look at the wheels on number 5. You can coach a lot of things, Brandon, but you can't coach speed. You can have one of the most outstanding sticks that you've ever seen, but if your feet are stuck in concrete, can't do too much good. Player winds the clock on the game. The official winds the clock on the game. Menchville retains possession, working the ball from the end line.
30 more seconds on the penalty before we're at even strength.
Again, Brandon, outstanding job of Menchville controlling the ball down to 21 seconds, as you had said. No goals scored by Tabb. It's a little bit funny. We're not seeing Tabb make any effort whatsoever to trap the ball carrier on the end line. Okay, we're all even again. What that means, all even, is that we've got 6 players playing against 6.
Ground ball. Moved up the field through the air.
Tabb clears the ball.
And
a beautiful check by Menchville's long ball. Here we go. Another good check on Tabb. Tabb now controls the ball, moving towards the top of their offensive box. Okay. Tabb's in possession.
The team that has possession of the ball can call timeout, and Tabb has done so.
So we have timeout on the field with 8 minutes and 24 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Tabb is leading Menchville High School, score 6-0.
Once again, sometimes the battle's not just on the scoreboard. It's about the little battles that you've won, and I'd say killing off that 3-minute extra man opportunity was a fine job by Menchville. It's something that they should be talking about right now and looking to build on.
I'd suspect, Brandon, that the coach is in there saying that was an outstanding job doing so. You got to look for the positive things. Remember, we're all looking for positive reinforcement in life, especially a young ball player. So if they may be trailing in the game, but they've just won one of those small battles, there's something to continue playing for out there.
Or just experience. I mean, this sport still is relatively new, although it's grown quite a bit since 2004, 2003 in this area. The high school league has grown quite a bit. So a lot of these guys don't grow up playing this game. There's a couple of feeder leagues, but a lot of these guys don't grow up playing the game, so they learn a lot in action.
Yeah, it's a game where the longer you play, the better you become. It's not a game that you can certainly not be good at by picking up a stick late in your athletic career. You can do that, and it happens from time to time. But generally, if you start out at an early age, just like at any other game, baseball, basketball, soccer, by the time you move through elementary school, junior high school, and high school, you can become a very proficient ball player.
back to the basics, picking up ground balls, throwing, catching, and cradling. If you don't have to think about those things, then your mind can be set on plays, finding that open space that we were talking about earlier, and making some remarkable plays, getting creative. You can get super creative in this game.
Okay, the referee, well, actually, this is a field judge who winds the clock. Tabb's got the ball inside the box on the right pipe. Tabb seems to be changing their offensive attack at this point. They've moved the ball to the top of the box, no longer working from the X. But one of the nice things that I'm seeing from them offensively is that they're now moving 6 players on top of the cage. What that means is when you keep one of your men back at X, you essentially have the opportunity. You're only playing 5 men on offense. So 5 men on offense can easily be covered by 6. Okay.
The advantage to not doing that is to always have the man back at X to follow up and be the guy closest to the end line for the shot.
Number 9's a scrappy little long pole out there. He just did an outstanding job with his stick check abilities.
It's funny you just called him Scrappy because that is the nickname that he earned quite a few years ago and has stuck with him. That is Tyler Messner, and he does go by Scrappy or Scrap.
Scrap dog? I tell you, it's good. Okay, let's see what the flag's on the field. Okay, looks like we're going to have a holding call here. Beg your pardon. We have another slash by number 9.
Apparently a little too scrappy.
A little bit too scrappy now. I don't know how many fouls that is on number 9, but the same rules apply in lacrosse that apply in basketball. And that means after the 5th personal foul, the player can no longer enter the game and continue play. Okay, so that's 1 personal foul. Okay, so goal scored. Goal scored by Tabb. Either we have a light out on the scoreboard or miraculously Menchville has pulled within 1 goal.
Number 3 scored another goal. Zachary,
Its score is 7-0, and I just learned it was an optical illusion where I couldn't see the goal, the count of 7. It looked like a 1. Once I bent over, I could see that. So I beg your pardon. Tabb leads the game. 7 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Okay, so here's a 50-50 opportunity. Tabb beats Menchville to the ball, pick up the ground ball, and race forward on the field. Excellent check by number 8, the long pole from Menchville High School. Tabb does have possession. The countdown is now on the field, and they advance the ball into the box prior to the failure to advance being called. Very good defense by number 1-3.
And
Okay, the Menchville High School's long pole advancing up field. Shot on goal. And Menchville wins the race to the end line after the shot, Brandon. That's good hustle by the Menchville players, recognizing that the long pole was going to seize the opportunity for his glory.
Ball's up top with Matthew rushing, number 7.
Keep in mind that the blue lines are what we're playing by here, blue lines. There's a multiple number of different colored lines out here on the field today, so it can be a little confusing.
Tabb gains possession on an ill-will pass and moves it back up through the air.
It was a very good hustle by number 14 for the Tabb. Having a little bit of trouble keeping his feet underneath him. Sometimes the turf monster just jumps up there and grabs you, Brandon. Brandon, if you'll notice, there are a couple in the last two pass attempts by each team. The receiving player has waited on the ball rather than moving to the ball. That gives the defense an opportunity to come in close to apply some defensive pressure.
Just saw an instance there where hit actually happened instead of.
Okay, everyone might have thought that was a goal, but not so. Goalie held tight on the left pike. Ball was shot, hit the back of the net. Outstanding opportunity there. Goalie saw the ball all the way, had the ball in his stick. Sometimes that rebound just slips away from you. So now the Tabb Tigers have advanced their lead to 8-0 over Menchville.
As long as the ball breaks the plane.
So here's the instant replays. You see the goalie got his stick on the ball, just rebounded out of his stick, broke the plane of the goal, as you said. Goal's good.
Now, there is one way that you can score without breaking the plane. What do you got to do? You got to hit 2 pipes?
3.
3 pipes.
Geometrically, you can do that. It's impossible not to break the plane if you hit 3 pipes.
Once again, we're back at the face-off. And once he says set, they cannot move. Menchville appeared to win the face-off. However, the wingman did not get there quite fast enough. You know, face-off guy is, they call them fogos. Face-off, get-off. They have guys that just take the face-offs. It's such an important position at the collegiate level.
It's an important position at any level, and you can actually get a free ride, or a scholarship opportunity to go to college. Nice
Austin
shot
Lee
by
takes a
Menchville
shot.
High School's Austin Lee, number 19. Inside roll. One of the dodges that's slowly leaving the game. That's Menchville's ball. Advancing on the near side of the field. Okay, ball's on the ground again. And Tabb's quick on that 50-50. So it looks like Brandon Tabb's doing a really good job on ground balls thus far.
Nice save by Brett Kennedy.
Okay, so the coach is asking for a particular defense, but at this point we don't see Menchville moving into what the coach is calling for. Okay. Way to soak that shot, number 3. Menchville took the shot off his shoulder pad. Goalie's got to love that one.
They
Tabb
run
working
around
from the
so
basketball
much and move so much, and finesse is a big part of this game, but they sure do appreciate that equipment when that vulcanized rubber, that is not a hollow ball.
It leaves a bruise that looks like a bullseye. Dark red in the middle and a beautiful purple rose-colored ring.
Badges of honor.
They are indeed. All right, there's a chance to put 3 men on the ball there. Menchville let him off the hook a little bit. Fell quickly back into their zone.
Ball's at X. Top left. Those of you that are watching this, hearing top left, another nice goal from
big
far
shot
out
there
top.
from Tabb High School's number 20. That's Samuel Landers. That was an assist. So right now, with 2 minutes and 2 seconds left in the second quarter, the score is 9-0. Tabb ahead of Menchville.
That was another goal scored off of the ground. Changing the plane.
And it's really interesting, Brandon, when you get onto an AstroTurf field, there's a very different movement of the ball versus a grass field. When the ball hits on the AstroTurf, it has a tendency to slide before it jumps. When you're playing on natural grass, you never know which way that ball is going to go. You don't ever get a true bounce out of a lacrosse ball after the first bounce, so the goalie always wants to make every effort to get on that ball as it rises off the ground. All right, so we have a legal procedure on Tabb, standing on the stick of the player. So Menchville picks up the ball, advances towards their goal. Shot on goal, and score, Menchville! Yeah, that score was number 4 from Menchville High School.
Brandon Bernick.
All right, so maybe we'll get an opportunity to see a slow motion play of that.
Brandon is a freshman at Menchville High School. First year on the team.
Yes, he did indeed score. The score is now 9-1. Tabb is still ahead of Menchville with 1:58 remaining in the second quarter. So the young man who just scored is a freshman, and he's also taking the face-off at the X. So you don't typically see that skill level from such a young player.
Brandon's been through the Titans system, which, even though this is the high school league, we all play under the Hampton Roads Lacrosse umbrella, and there are different pods throughout the peninsula and over on the south side.
Right there. Oh.
And Brandon has come up through those ranks, so he's got a couple of years' experience.
It was an outstanding score on his part. It was a step-down shot where a defender was drawn to the ball carrier, and Brandon stepped down into the open space, caught the feed, and just a one-timer.
Landon Kennedy with the ball, and
there's the flags on the field. We've got all kinds of laundry on the field today. Yellow flags flying everywhere, Brandon. We'll wait patiently to see what the officials call here.
Quick conversation by the referees out in midfield.
So it's possible that we have multiple fouls here. We're going to find out. Okay, the call by the official is a push by the Tabb Tigers. There's a 30-second penalty, Brandon. So if Menchville High School scores within that 30-second period, this penalty will be released, as opposed to the personal foul, which is unreleasable. Okay, ground ball, scrabble at the midfield line. Tabb comes away with the 50-50, but loses the ball. Okay, now they gain possession. There's 48 seconds remaining in the second quarter here before we go to halftime.
At the half, we're going to recognize the Menchville High School seniors. Talk a little bit about their plans for the future.
Beautiful face dodge. Shot on goal by Tabb. That's not a score. And 30 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Tabb is still in the lead, 9-1. Shot on goal by Tabb. Let's see if Tabb decides to attack the goal with 15 seconds remaining. Looks like they want to get off a shot, but they're a little bit high in the box. Ball's on the ground in Menchville. They should try to goose the ball up the field just to get it out of their end.
Saved by Brett Kennedy to end the first half. With a score of 9-1, the Tabb Tigers in command.
The Telecommunications Center is an award-winning television production facility for high school students in the Newport News Public Schools. Students can learn studio, remote production, audio operation, editing, directing, and much more. Students can also earn college credit through dual enrollment. The center has graduates working for MTV, ESPN, CNN, Entertainment Tonight, and Tyler Perry Studios. If you want to jumpstart your career in broadcasting, Contact your guidance counselor or call 591-4687.
You don't have to change just to fit in. You don't have to apologize for who you are. Just be yourself, and I promise people will enjoy it. Just be yourself. Be your real, imperfect, flawed, quirky, weird, beautiful, and magical person you are. Be yourself. Because everyone else is already taken. Just be you.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be a scientist. I want to be a doctor. I want to be an engineer.
Our younger students have the right idea. Today's leading careers are involved in science, technology, engineering, and math. Newport News Public Schools has embarked on an aggressive STEM education initiative that prepares students to take full advantage of STEM opportunities in higher education and career fields. So, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Hi, my name is Barbara Smith, and I'm with the Newport News Public Schools Department of Transportation. At the bus stop, students should stand away from the road in an orderly fashion and always be mindful of other people's property. While on the school bus, students should always behave, keeping their hands, heads, and any other objects inside the bus so as not to distract the driver from keeping their eyes on the road. Motorists must stop for a school bus and remain stopped until the bus's lights are off and begins to move again. Here at Transportation, our number one objective is the safety of the children.
Now we're out here on CNU's field. It's been pretty generous of Christopher Newport to allow the boys to play out here on this type of caliber of a field. This is Division III lacrosse.
Yeah, they have an outstanding program here, and they also just the sport of lacrosse has a deep tradition in mentoring the opportunity in the game. Here we've got 3 volunteers from the either current or former players at Christopher Newport University. And the teams have taken the field again to start the third quarter. Right now, we've got the Tabb Tigers scored 9-1 over the Menchville Monarchs, and we're looking for here comes the draw, and they're off. Okay. Outstanding ground ball by the freshman on Menchville. Number 4 has not maintained control, and Tabb comes up with the ball. Tabb's advancing the ball center of the field. Ball's moving near side here.
I like that communication by the team. Coach says one word, everybody's paying attention, everybody repeats it. Make sure that the message gets out on the field. Like I said, there's a lot of chatter out there on the field, and so sometimes you try to zone all that stuff out, but if you got all your boys chanting at you. Excellent save by Brett Kennedy.
Very good job. He did a good job of holding his position on the pipe.
Right
Ball
in
hit
the
him.
bread box.
Yeah, right in the bread box there. You hear that little pop? Badge of honor he'll wear.
I'm sure he'll tell me about it in class tomorrow.
Okay.
Did you see that? Did you see that?
Here's a turnover by Menchville. Ground ball picked up by Tabb. They've advanced the ball into the offensive end of the field.
As I was saying before, the more things that you have to think about, that's what makes this a difficult game. You know, here you see the young guys, picking up the ball, making a good ground ball pickup, moving the ball up the field, and then it's like a golf game. You get 3 good shots, and then your last shot to approach the hole. just falls apart. It's a roller coaster. So putting all those things together is a tough thing.
It's a real challenge. And like you said before, it becomes a sort of a muscle memory type thing. The longer you play, the more adept you become at doing the basics, picking up those ground balls, making a nice clean pass, dodging.
You will see some of these, some of the players will actually shoot and pass right-handed and left-handed. Oftentimes a skill that is not acquired till later on in their career.
Flag on the field and call is a personal foul on number 5, Menchville High School, Slash. Again, that means that the Tabb Tigers will have an extra man opportunity, 6 players against 5. Let's see how well Menchville holds up in their defensive stance and how Tabb does in their extra man opportunity. This is where you really want to take advantage of opportunity. Very good check. Stick check there by Menchville High School. Calls the errant shot, which was easily saved by Menchville's goalie. A save is a save. Okay, Menchville just
lost out of bounds once again.
Unforced turnovers will get you.
When you're a man up, it should be easier to find open space, and as you would always say, get your hands free.
Yeah,
it's hard to shoot the ball if you got stick all up in your gloves.
It is indeed. It's the key to any shot's time and room. If you've got the time to shoot the ball and the room to shoot the ball, you should let it fly.
Show them your numbers, right?
Show them your numbers. Shoot it as hard as you can. Put a body on the ball. Okay. There's a really nice dodge in between 3 Menchville defenders by number 22 of the Tabb Tigers, tallying another goal. Score's now 10-1 Tabb with 9:29 remaining in the third quarter.
As we go back to the face-off X, we got Menchville is doing a good job getting the clamp down. They appear to be getting the initial possession, but they're having a hard time completing and getting into open space.
This would be a really good opportunity to play a song by The Clash, since Menchville's done a great job getting the clamp down. Tabb comes up with the ground ball in this situation.
Yet another face-off won by the Tabb Tigers.
Yeah, Tabb has dominated the face-offs tonight, and like you said earlier, there's a nice soak on a shot by the Menchville Monarchs. That defender soaked up the shot. Okay.
Crease violation?
We got a crease violation here on the Tabb Tigers. That means that crease is a free area for the goalie, and you can't go in there for any reason as an offensive player. Okay, Menchville advances the ball into their offensive end of the field. They're carrying the ball to the X. Menchville's showing a little bit more movement now, a little bit more aggression in their passes and in their receiving of passes, which is good. That means that they're more mentally prepared in the game. It's a beautiful drive around the goal. Move the ball to the top of the box. Ball's on the ground briefly. All right, a little bit of a short arm pass there, but fortunately Menchville came up with the ground ball and a shot. See, that shot, Brandon, just like you had said before, was right on line. It was eye-to-eye contact. Didn't change the plane of the shot, so it was a relatively easy save for the goalie. Tabb advances the ball into the offensive end of the field. Working on the far side of the field, top of the box, number 22 for Tabb. Okay, there's a timeout on the field now for Tabb. 7 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Score is 10-1. Tabb's in the lead.
They seem to be just in a big circle and not quite executing whatever the play
well, you know,
Coach
that
Hare was designed. And you always want to have some sort of movement when everybody's standing around watching the ball, playing catch.
Yeah,
you want to
but
have guys cutting in to that 6x6.
one of your favorite coaches, though, loves that big circle. They're very successful down at Duke University in running that circle offense, drawing the defensive players deep outside of the offensive attacking box, and then looking to skip or move the ball close inside to the crease for a shot in that kill zone. Danowski, master at that sort of thing, isn't he?
A lot of people in the ACC are good at lots of things. There's 5 teams in the ACC, and out of the top 8 seeded teams, how many are in there?
Well, we've got Notre Dame.
No, that's one.
UVA.
That's another one.
Who's next?
UNC.
UNC's in there as
Another
well.
one.
That's 3.
Syracuse.
That's 4.
Hey, and Duke.
And Duke, 5.
Hey, all 5 of them are in the top 8 seeds. So if you play lacrosse next to the Atlantic Ocean, you're doing pretty well. However, I got the opportunity to watch Notre Dame play Duke down at Duke University this year. They have so much size and so much speed, and they really took it to the Duke Blue Devils. However, in the ACC championship game, or in the ACC tournament, not the championship game, the ACC tournament, Duke turned around. They played their best lacrosse in May. They turned around and
here Menchville's advancing the ball up the field. That was a nice look-away pass, but we got a flag on the field. We got a little slash to the head, Tabb. So Menchville's going to have an extra man opportunity. Let's see what the call is. Looks as if it was a slash.
As we're waiting for the call, I did want to get your opinion. So if a team that isn't attached to the ACC, isn't attached to the Atlantic Ocean, one more Midwestern team, would you think Denver's going to advance farther, or would you think Notre Dame is going to advance farther?
Stand by for just a second. I'll tell you on that. Okay, so we've got a number of penalties here. Technical foul on number 17 and offsides. That's a 30-second penalty. A second call is on player number 13, a cross-check, which is a personal foul, and that will be a 1-minute penalty that is going to be unreleasable. If a goal is scored here, the first penalty, number 17, the offsides, will be released. So let's see what happens here as Menchville High School gets the extra man opportunity. See if they can move the ball. We've got
that they would want to attack pretty quick here to try to take advantage of.
Certainly would want to. Tabb's playing a box and 1 here. And there's a goal by Menchville High School, number 19.
Austin Lee.
Austin Lee gets a goal on a low-to-low shot. So getting back to your question, Brandon, I would have to say that if Denver can come up with some defense in their high-powered offense, they might be able to go deep. It seems like they always have trouble.
Got a replay on this goal. Low to high.
It's a golden opportunity by Menchville High School there where they had 6 on 4.
Now, did that penalty expire, or was that releasable, I guess?
Well, it was released because it was a cross-check.
Oh, there we go. Menchville wins the initial, and Brandon Burnick.
Outstanding little freshman at the face-off position there.
The future's bright.
I might have to put on my shades, Brandon, to watch this kid. Tabb controls possession of the ball and moves the ball into the offensive field.
Things are going great, and they can only get better for Menchville right now.
See if Menchville can make a stop here on Tabb's offensive possession after scoring a goal. There you go. Oh, we're gonna see a high hit here.
High.
This is a penalty that the Virginia High School League and the NCAA has really become very strict on is our high hits.
Talk us through this instant replay.
So here we are. We got a roll dodge, and number 13 from Menchville catches the Tabb player high above his shoulders. That is going to be, we're going to find out what the referee will call here, whether it's going to be 1 minute or 2 minutes.
Can we show that one more time? Is it possible to show it one more time? It kind of looked to me like he led with his shoulder.
He can lead with
disadvantage the Tabb player as he's shorter.
He can lead with anything he wants to, but he hit him above the shoulders in the head. So here comes the official. Okay, exactly as I was saying, it's at the discretion of the official on a shot like that. When you go high and you hit a player above the head, above the shoulders in the head, you're going to get an unnecessary roughness call.
Whether you're taller or not.
Size doesn't matter. Big, tall, short, round. If you hit a player in the head, you're going to get called for unsportsmanlike conduct.
Concussion's not something to play around with.
Unnecessary roughness, excuse me. No, concussions aren't tolerated. It's not good for anybody. Okay, so this is an unreleasable penalty. Nice save by the goalie inside tight. Really good looking clear attempt. Nice roll. Okay. Oh, the yard sale, sticks flying on the field. All right, so Menchville is still 1:22 remaining in the penalty. Soaked up by number 5. Outstanding defense.
Got it right in the neck. I'm sure he's needs some air right now.
He's feeling that. You know, these young men still can shoot the ball relatively hard, especially when you take it so quickly. Okay, so play is going to resume with 5 minutes and 14 seconds remaining in the third quarter. There's still 1:19 in that unnecessary roughness penalty. I'm
digging the tenacious D.
Well, you know, one of the things that's very difficult to do is to maintain, a line of sight when you've got ball players crouching and rolling through their dodges. So as these young men carrying the ball crouch low and roll away from the pressure, when a slide comes, as what happened a few moments ago, it's hard to keep from hitting a man up high. You know, it's an unfortunate part of the game, but things do happen like that. Back in the day when I played, that was legal.
Back in the day when you played, people bled out their ear hole.
They did indeed. We had to lace up our helmets. We didn't snap them up, we laced them up.
Equipment's better.
Yeah. Woo.
Nowadays.
Really nice save by the Tabb goalie after a beautiful roll dodge by Austin Lee from Menchville High School. He did change the plane on his shot there, which was nice. But the goalie was on, you could see it all the way.
Once again, Tyler Messner working inside his hands.
Ooh,
that
beautiful shot.
Was a beautiful shot. No bones about it.
That was number 8 from Tabb. Okay. Number 8, Mark Wagner, scores on that with his assist coming from number 22, Tyler Mills. So the score now stands at 11-2, Tabb, with 4 minutes and 24 seconds remaining.
Okay, this is gonna be. We got a replay here.
Okay, so here's the replay, and you can see that was nothing more than high heat, high to high.
And if you're a goalie and you're watching that come at you, we just watched that instant replay, and I could barely track it. Instant replay, slow motion. So if you're a goalie, what do you do in that situation?
Well, ideally, you have your stick in front of your face so that you're watching that ball being released from your shooter's stick right in the line of vision of your stick, and you step towards the ball and hopefully you've got the right angle on it. But these guys are probably shooting in the 70, 75 mile an hour range, and from that close in, at 10 yards inside, it's usually advantage shooter. Okay, 4 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Scores 11-2, Tabb High School.
3:55 left in the third period. Third quarter.
All right, so it looks like Tabb is releasing the guns all of a sudden. Putting some shots on goal. All right, suddenly we're starting to look more like a one-man game from Tabb. Okay, Menchville's trying to pack it in and play a nice tight defensive zone here, which is giving Tabb the latitude to shoot. Maybe Menchville might want to put one of their defenders on a string and challenge
Another
the ball.
nice save.
It was an outstanding save.
Shot by number 8.
If you notice,
Mark
Brandon, when Menchville packs in the zone like that, they're giving the opportunity for the 10 to 15. Look at the wheels on that young man. They're giving Tabb the opportunity to take that 10, 15-yard shot. One way to prevent that is to keep the near ball defender on a string and go out and challenge that ball. All right, 50-50 opportunity comes up Menchville. Ball's checked from the stick, but Menchville's got 3 players on the ball, easily pick up the ground ball. Very good man ball. All right, that's a loose ball push. Possession's retained by Menchville, so there is no penalty there, Brandon.
Swim dodge, it changes hands. Unfortunately, doesn't complete it.
Kind of hard to play with one hand on your stick. Menchville, let me see here. Beautiful look on goal. Okay, let's look at that replay again. This is sort of a textbook looking fast break. Tabb advances the ball downfield, drew the defender. The backside attackman steps into the open space in the kill zone and buries the shot.
It's a beautiful game when it's played through the air.
It is indeed. Fastest game on 2 feet.
Tabb extends their lead, 12-2.
2 minutes remaining in the quarter. So let's see what we have here out of number 4 facing off from Menchville. He's done a good job so far, don't you think?
Once again, I like where this can go. Once he gets some size on him, he will be even more of a valuable asset to the team.
Well, size doesn't always matter. We've had a lot of small ball players at Menchville High School who have been pretty successful in their careers.
And they lose possession one more time. Nice.
Outstanding check by
sale.
Menchville's number 7. The ball's on the ground and sticks are on the ground. Looks like a Saturday morning. Garage sale signs everywhere.
One thing that I have enjoyed watching this game is a lot of times you'll see guys playing defense by just swinging their stick, hacking away. You see some of the professional guys do it, some of the collegiate guys do it, and sometimes that gets trickled down to the younger players thinking that they can do it. But I'd say, I'm not a stats teacher, but I'd say 98% of the time when you take a big wind-up, you're going to get called a penalty on. Of course, 83.2% of statistics are made up on the spot, so go figure.
And you're not a statistics teacher?
Oh, yeah, I am a statistics teacher.
That's
Maybe
right.
that's where I heard that from.
Yeah.
But these guys seem to be doing a really good job at getting in each other's hands while moving up the field. Like I said, you can agitate the ball carrier in more ways than just hitting them or just slashing at them. You can just disturb their hands, and a lot of times the ball will pop out, just as that did right there. And break.
Look at that goalie, outstanding. It looks like a hockey goalie on ice.
How many seconds does he have before he needs to get out of the crease?
He's got 4 seconds to clear the ball, to remove himself from the crease.
And he cannot step back into the crease.
No, once he steps out, he cannot step in.
In and out.
And that was a long downfield buddy pass. Menchville does come up with the ball. All right, let's see if Menchville can take advantage of it. It looks like they've got some fresh legs in there now.
Seems that Corey Carter has bounced back from his injury.
Pull the string. Okay, Corey takes a shot for himself and also chases his shot. wins the race to the end line. Menchville retains the ball.
And he takes it out of inbounds. One-man show. Takes
There
a
you
nice
go.
job. He does pay
Nice
the price for
shot and goal by number 5 in Menchville. That was almost Johnny Christmas-like.
I hope our fine camera crew got a good shot of that one. I'd love to see that one again.
Yeah, let's take a look at that. Maybe we can see a replay. It was a really nice drive from the X. Here's the drive from X, and the number 5 Menchville circles the goal, pulls the trigger. The key to that shot right there was the Menchville shooter pulled the goalie off the pipe. Once you move that goalie off the pipe, it opens up room to stick it in the back of the net.
He paid the price for that goal, but I don't think he was feeling that so much, because when he watches this on instant replay, he's going to love that.
He might have been looking at the heavens, but he was singing the glory.
Another scrum, 50-50. Tabb comes up with it. And that's the end of the third quarter. Once again, Tabb's leading 12-3.
Brandon, is one of the things that I have to say is that Menchville looked very strong in the last 4 minutes.
They have definitely not hung their heads or quit it, by all means.
Fight till the finish. The game's not over till it's over.
Once again, they've got their first playoff game this Friday, so anything that they can learn, just even by being down in this position, the small battles, things that they can learn, they can take into that game on Friday. And like you said, you win a playoff game, it gives you one more day to fight.
Looks like Tabb is going to send a new goalie into the game. Feel like they have a comfortable lead at 12-3 entering the fourth quarter. Could be an opportunity for Menchville to tack a few scores on here. Mike Hare and his staff are very experienced, so I'm sure that they know they have a confidence level in what their team can do with the second goalie in.
Tabb is unbeaten. They're one of the two teams that have been unbeaten this season so far. Team from Grassfield, they're also undefeated. I believe they were the two teams in the championship last year.
Yeah, they were indeed. One of the things I had the opportunity to do at halftime, Brandon, was to speak with the coach of Tabb, Mike Hare, and he's pretty excited about skill level and the place his team is right now, even though they are young. He did make the statement that they have a little bit of trouble with the Grassfield team, and they're looking to get a little bit better grasp on how the Grassfield team plays, because they know they'll be facing them in the tournament. Okay, so the officials have conducted their stick checks in between the quarter, returned the sticks to the players. The players go back to take the field. We're going to open up the fourth quarter with Tabb High School in the lead, 12-4. Menchville showing a little momentum.
12-3, I beg your pardon.
Oh, I beg your pardon.
But, hey, it probably will be 12-4 within the next 30 seconds.
Statistically, it's possible.
It is possible. It's a binomial situation. You either have a success or a failure.
Okay, we're sending. Menchville still continues to send number 4 to take their draws.
Once again, I don't think that's a bad move. Brandon Bernick is getting the initial clamp. He's getting the initial possession. He just needs to get some help from his wingmen to get in there. You'll notice that the wingmen have long poles, and that's exactly why they put them there, is so they can get to that spot faster, have a little bit of leverage.
Let's see how those wing players do this time. Okay. Tabb controls the face-off. Shot on goal, and it's a score. An unassisted goal by the face-off player for Tabb High School. Was that number 21?
I believe so. 21. Stephen Smith.
Okay, so here's the replay, number 20. A lot of times these face-off guys don't get the opportunity to score. So as the defense failed to slide to the ball carrier, he continued to push towards the goal, ended up taking a high to low shot from 8 yards out.
Hey, why not? Hands are free. Go for it.
That's right. Advantage shooter. All right, so we got one Menchville player on the ball. Here we go. And Tabb uses a hockey move by pushing the ball out of the congested area. What do you guys call that? The scrum?
I believe that is rugby.
Yeah.
Nice ball
nice
movement.
Little one-time pass. Touch pass.
Once again, the object of the defense is to have their head on a swivel, to constantly not just watch the man with the ball, but always keeping their head turned.
One of the things I noticed about the Menchville's goalie is I'm sure he keeps his stick. His stick is always kept to his dominant right hand, which Tabb is taken advantage of by trying to shoot to his offhand. If he were to keep his stick directly in front of his face, he would have less movement of his stick for these offhanded shots.
Offhand hip, best place.
Oh boy, what a beautiful, beautiful feed and an unfortunate hit. Let's see, we're going to most likely get an unnecessary roughness here. Let's see the instant replay on this one.
I got caught watching the ball as well.
No, how many fouls has he had?
There we go with the instant replay.
And we're looking at the instant replay here. And it's a very late hit. He did manage to catch the Menchville player below the shoulders, but the hit did come in late.
The ball was.
So that's the discretion there that the official has between 1 minute and 2 minutes.
It appears he has gotten the 1 minute penalty.
And the official approached the bench wanting to know how many minutes the individual had served. Actually, the question is how many personal fouls has the individual had.
So Menchville will go to work again on the extra man opportunity. You got to keep both hands on the stick.
Number 10 is really being aggressive with that long pole for Tabb's defense.
Possession it works in his favor. Possession goes
indeed.
Tabb Tigers.
You ride the hands, just like you had said, ride the hands of the ball carrier, and you're likely to dislodge the ball. So Tabb moves the ball all the way across field in a clear attempt, very successful. Advancing the ball into the offensive end of their field.
So they are man down, and
see, right now we have a perfect angle on the goalie. And as I was saying earlier, watch the goalie's stick. It's always kept to his right side. And watch the shots that Tabb takes. Okay, ball's been turned over by Tabb. Tabb does pick it up on a second loose ball.
penalty has expired.
Now, let's see here. There's flag on the field. I don't know what they could have called, but okay, the shot's on goal, and it's a score. And let's wait for the official to see what he has to say. Looks like the goalie's getting a little bit frustrated there. He needs to let that go. You know, it's a difficult position to play. You're going to get scored on.
Tell us about how that works. Penalty, the flag was thrown, yet Tabb keeps playing. How does tell the folks at home how that works?
Just a moment. We have the official approaching the bench. Okay. Once the flag is thrown, once the flag is thrown, you continue playing until possession changes. So in other words, Tabb retained possession of the ball offensively in the ball, and so their shot, they were able to take the shot, continue playing. The only thing that would stop the play was a goal or two, Tabb lose possession of the ball.
They essentially get a free play because they don't have to worry about giving up the ball. If they give up the ball to the other team, then play stops.
It is essentially a free play. How many fouls is that? Beautiful one-timer by the Tabb ball players, but this waved off. The goal is waved off because the Tabb shooter came down into the crease prior to the ball breaking the plane of the goal. That rule was from a ball player at UVA who used to do a dive across the goal and shoot.
Was that ball player Brian Carroll?
No, it wasn't Brian.
Oh, that he's a pretty good player that some of our old players used to really like.
Now this was I believe his name was Doug Knight from UVA.
If you are pushed into the crease by a defensive player after you have shot, that's discretion as well, correct?
Well, no. If you are pushed, you are pushed, and then so the goal would count if you are pushed into the goal, into the crease area. Okay, we have a timeout on the field with 8 minutes and 36 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. The scores: Tabb 14, Menchville 3. It's always interesting to speculate on what the coaches are saying in these huddles. One coach has a train of thought when he's at 11 goals ahead. The other coach has his directions when you're 11 goals down.
It's almost a psychological mind games, just trying to get you guys to not quit, making sure that they support each other, making sure that they fight to the finish.
You're right.
It's not all about winning. It's about making sure you're there for your team, making sure you always got one goal in common, making sure you keep your cool.
I agree. A lot of any athletic competition is between your ears. So if you can maintain a level of intensity and focus without any distraction that might cause you, ill will to the team, that's the way you want to play the game. All right, looks like the clock is going to get ready to wind by the field judge. Ball is going to be placed into play. Top.
Official timeout.
What do you need? Hey, you have a PA mic? Give it to us. Okay, the officials it's official timeout. The parents came to the official came to the official scores table because of some abusive language from the stands. It is at the discretion of the officials to be able to ask the fans to maintain sports as a goal scored again by number 20.
Top corner.
29 from Tabb High School. 8 minutes and 24 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. Scores now Tabb 15, Menchville 3. But back on that train of thought, Brandon.
Exactly what we were just talking about. You got to keep it cool in between your ears on the team, and you also hope that your fans will keep it cool as well. It's all about having a positive experience out on the field, especially when sometimes people that don't know the game as much feel like they can tell the referees how to roll things.
I agree. The field judge just approached the scores table and indicated to him that under VHSL rules, we are now under a running clock situation. The lead has extended to 12 goals. Therefore, for the remainder of the game, there will be no stopping of the clock when the ball goes out of bounds. The only time the clock will stop is during an injury. Seven minutes, 55 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. Tabb still aggressively trying to attack the goal. the 15-3 lead. You know, Brandon, a lot of people will say, why are you still attacking when you're winning so much? Simply put, I think it's my job to score and your job to stop me from scoring. And sometimes under the rules that the teams here in the HR Lax Club league, it might not always come down to wins and losses, but it can come down to goals for and goals against. There's a hot dog shot by a Tabb ball player looking to get a somewhat of a fancy looking goal. Yes. Injuries the only time clock doesn't work. All right, nice ground ball by Menchville. They advance the ball upfield. Can't run into track. Okay, we're going to see a penalty on the field here for unnecessary roughness, number 8 on Menchville. We'll take a little, maybe we can get the truck, take a replay. Goal was scored, though, and that goal will count. We talked about it earlier. It's called continuation. The clock continues to roll.
Indication is that it's going to get waved off.
I do believe the official may not be making a correct call here. The referee is going to come to the scorer's table and explain this call. I need to hear this explanation because it would be let's stand by to see if the referee. Ask him why he waved the goal. Then the
working on
the official has stated that because the foul was on White, that the play was not able to continue. Therefore, the goal has been waived. I would question that call. I'd have to go to the rule book to look at that. But generally, in the NCAA rule, that the game does not stop play until possession has changed. It might be a little bit different on the VHSL rules. I'm not sure. Okay, so the ball has been awarded to Tabb High School, and they are advancing into their offensive end of the field.
Once again, they're man up.
Menchville's man down here. Load high shot. Score is now 15-3, 6 minutes, 17 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter.
Tabb continues to move the ball well and get the hands free so they can have that shot.
Tabb High School moves the ball to the opposite end of the cross field. Shot on goal, but it goes behind the cage.
Defense still needs to keep their sticks in the passing lane. That pass went all the way across 3 defenders to the other side of the field.
Look at where the sticks are being held by the long poles. The sticks are at their waist. The sticks should, as you said, always be in the passing lanes, held high. Okay, ball's in play by Menchville. All right, let's wait to see. Okay.
He possibly left his position before the whistle. There we go.
There we go. Oh, I think in that situation I might have pulled my head back a little and said, ouch, to try to draw that foul. Tabb advancing to the goal.
That should be a ward, I would think.
Well,
When
no,
you
it's
push
called
off.
equal pressure. Number 7 attempted to check the ball carrier, and the ball carrier is allowed to apply equal pressure. All right, here's a good double situation, but Menchville pulls out of it. Okay, we have a flag on the field. Let's see what
Is
the
there a
call
penalty
is.
for falling into somebody?
You, what's the time? What's the count on that? Son, throw your stick. It does. All right, so Tabb has an extra man opportunity against Menchville. Shots high and wide by number 20, Tabb.
Once again, backed up. Miss it, take it.
Not like backyard basketball, is it?
A little opposite.
Shot on goal behind the back and a score. We're gonna see.
I
a
hate to
replay
say
on
this,
one.
but dun-dun-dun.
Might end up on ESPN.
Here we go with
Okay.
the.
So we have a feed from the left pipe as the player cuts down onto the ball, shoots the ball behind his back between the legs of the goalie. It's an outstanding shot, one of very low percentage, but when it goes in, it sure is pretty.
It is pretty. If it does not go in, you get looked down upon for being a hot dog. But when it does go in,
Your top 10 ESPN.
yeah,
That's for certain.
you get a couple high fives for that.
2 minutes and 41 seconds remaining in the quarter. 16-3, Tabb.
And we'll see if Brandon Bernick can pick up another face-off. He may have learned those
I don't know,
skills
that was a pop, wasn't it?
from his cousin, Zach Gardner. But he definitely didn't get his feet from Zach Garner.
It's 2 minutes remaining in the game.
That would be a slash to the
Flag on
helmet.
the field. Laundry flying everywhere. We're going to separate the players. But, okay, you're going to see multiple fouls at this point. You've got fans coming on the field and players leaving the field. The coach should never leave the bench. The players should never leave the bench. The game may likely be called for unsportsmanlike conduct here on both benches.
Coach's defense, I believe they were going out to grab their players.
Now, there is no
But there's
defense.
no-
The rule clearly states nobody comes onto the field. You have fans that came onto the field, and you had players who came onto the field.
Once again, we hope that this is the most beautiful game played, but sometimes when tempers rise and scoreboards get lopsided, these things happen. There is no excuse for it. We need to honor and respect the game, players, coaches, and fans.
Well, you know, it always is a part of this game and other games like it that are played, hockey and rugby. There is no excuse for it, though. It is a very emotional and intense game. Tempers will flare, and that's why certain rules are put into place so that we, as players and coaches, make sure that you abide by them. Now we're going to have all of the officials come to the. There were a minimum of 6 flags thrown into the air. We'll see if they can remember each of the calls. So I'm going to take a moment and pause to see if they can get it all. The officials are still discussing the situation on the field. They have not approached the bench yet. Minute 26 remaining here in the fourth quarter. It's 16-3. Okay. Yeah, the officials are still discussing the call. As I said, they're calling both coaches in. They're going to explain. And stand by here. Just wait. He's out. Okay, the referee has approached the bench. We now have a clarification of the penalties. We have a unsportsmanlike conduct, 3 minutes, unreleasable. We have a slash for 1 minute, which is unreleasable. That is both by the same player number 26 for Tabb. The in-home player for Tabb will serve a 30-second conduct penalty because one of Tabb's fans came onto the field during the brouhaha, which means Tabb will be down two players for a total of 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Those penalties do not carry over into the next contest. So for the remainder of the game, Tabb's going to ride out 2 men down. Right now, I strongly suspect that the officials are asking the coach to keep the players' emotions in check and finish this game cleanly.
It would be nice. So Menchville will try to take an opportunity to finish this game on a positive note.
Sure, let's see that instant replay while we've got some time on the field. So there's still a great deal of discussion going on to the field. So here we have the Menchville player driving towards the crease.
Austin Lee gets a good play.
He's drove to the crease. He goes to his knees, shoots.
There's the initial foul.
The initial contact was the slash. Then he gets up.
Said
and,
maybe a few choice words.
Yeah, may have said something to incite number 26. But generally what happens is the first guy involved doesn't get the flag. The man who retaliates gets it. So action's back in the game now. The play's resumed a minute 20 seconds. Menchville takes a shot on goal, backs up, and retains possession.
Urgencies spoken by the Menchville coach.
Yep.
They need to get some shots on goal.
Tabb is pretty aggressive to the ball. It's a step up. Oh. Nice shot by Menchville player number 19, Austin Lee.
51 seconds remain in the contest.
51 seconds.
Out to Corey Carter.
Ball's
Landon Kennedy. Another nice shot. Bounce shot. The clock continues to run, so they must make this happen quickly. That was a push with possession, correct?
All right, so the ball's on the ground.
Push with possession foul, number 27. That's a 30-second penalty. 20 seconds remaining. And there we go.
And Menchville scores with 13 seconds remaining in the game to bring the score to 16-4 Tabb. As time expires in the fourth quarter, Tabb High School leads 16-4. And the horn sounds. Tabb has won the game 16-4.
So we wish both teams good luck in the tournament coming up. I want to thank everybody for joining us for this broadcast.
It was certainly a fun evening.
I had a blast hanging out with you.
It's always good to get the band back together, Brandon.
It is a good time, anytime with Skipper.
Well, little buddy, the officials are still here. They preside until they leave the field. The teams will line up now and congratulate one another, and hopefully without incident.
As we said before, trying to keep the tradition, trying to honor the game, trying to honor sportsmanship and competition. I want to thank Channel 47, Newport News Public Schools TV, and their crew for coming out here and bringing this game to the TV screens, helping us out with our first game commentating. So the lights go down as we end another HR Lax contest. One more time, Tabb's score 14, Tabb score 16, I beg your pardon, Menchville 4 in this Hampton Roads High School League division matchup. These guys, this reminds me real quick before we get out of here, this reminds me how we always wanted to do the Battle of the Paw, where Menchville and the Tabb Tigers, we kind of have close to the same mascot, the tiger, the lion, and I think that would be a really cool thing if
it would be.
They would get that together.
It would follow with some of the other traditions that happen here in the state of Virginia. Also, it's a good tradition to instill, in the game of lacrosse. It's so heavily vested in tradition. It's a great thing that we had the opportunity to broadcast this game tonight. It's a first that I know of for high school lacrosse in our area.
In our area, and I'm glad they asked us, and I appreciate you helping me out tonight. We'll hopefully see you at a future broadcast. Hopefully this went well and you enjoyed this from home. Until next time, I'm Brandon Trainer.
And I'm Tim Lamb.
Thanks for watching.